What it do, nephew? Hopefully I got good service down here. If not, oh well. My last live, I tried to repost it, you guys, and I was like, it was so weird the way that it wasn't matching up with my words. But I know nobody's in here yet, but I'm going to keep it rolling for the sake of the replay. If it is, in fact, a decent replay, because I can't stand that shit when it's not matching my words. It don't feel right. You know what I mean? So for the sake of the replay, I'm going to get it going here. All right. Some of you guys don't get weary in this waiting period. All right. Because like right now is a weird time that God is really, he's really testing your ability to be obedient. Right. And like, these psychological warfare that we go through isn't no joke. Like maybe you feel like antsy, or like your body don't want to sleep, like your spirit don't want to let your body sleep. Like you feel like there's something right around the bend. You just don't know what it is. Or like maybe you should be going somewhere, but you're still in confusion. God is not the author of confusion. And when you feel like you're spinning around, like you don't know which way to go, like, because that's psychological warfare. That's these Agent Smiths targeting however, I don't know how the hell they do it, but they got freaking weapons of warfare that try to fry our brain. And it probably comes to our phone. We don't know yet, guys. 50 years of the phones ain't even been invented yet. So we don't know the side effects of this, okay? But while it's here, it's good to get some shit shared with each other, just so you know you're not alone, because being isolated is a part of it. If you haven't gone through that isolation phase, then I don't know if it's possible or not. I haven't seen it. Me personally, I didn't get to witness that, to integrate into the fullness of who I am with somebody. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I mean, I guess with your divine spouse, it would probably be easier. But 9 times out of 9 or 10, we go through that isolation phase, and you're being separated, and it's going to be from people that you love, people that you thought were going to be in your life forever. And look, you have been through enough betrayal. You should be used to it. God built you for this season right now. And it is time for you to not give a rat's ass what anybody thinks about your amazing greatness, because that's what it is. This isn't arrogant. This isn't being prideful. This is speaking. We're testing people by their fruits. We're judging them by their quality of life. That's how we are going to take this. That's what the scriptures say, right? Yeah, you might not be where you want to be, but God's not finished with you yet. He's just getting started. There might not be much to you yet, but God is about to redeem. You're going to be his living, breathing witness that everything in that book is true. Okay? And how do you do that? You put it to the test. You leap out on faith, or maybe you just be still in a crazy situation, whatever that may look like for you. Just know that you're not alone. And the pain, and because you're becoming aware, you're becoming conscious of everything, the lies, the masks, and the things that people do. And I guess if you relate to me, you're sensitive, you care about the way other people feel. You want people to feel happy, but at the same time, you're not going to be treaded on for the sake of it. You know what I mean? That's where we're at. We'll give to a stranger quicker than we would somebody that we know that's not going to appreciate the shit, because you got to protect you. You have became the adult that would have protected you as a child. Give yourself a pat on the back for that, because not a lot of people can do that or say that, especially the ones that's been through abuse and crazy shit their whole life. Like no normalcy was ever shown in a lot of your all's lives. And some of you guys feel so broken that you'll never experience normalcy, or like a companion that can accept you where you're at. Listen, these divine counterparts that are coming together, whether Tom, Dick, or Harry likes it or not, they can do all their little stuff, the weird shit they do, all they want. And look, you might have even met this person, but they don't. God's showing them on their time. Be still and know that God is God. If he or she is really your divine counterpart, they will come back to you, because the Holy Spirit should be residing in them, and we'll show them on their due season, because sometimes we freak them out. Because we're a little ahead of the curve, you know what I mean? And it does scare people. So be gentle with that, you know what I mean? Try not, if you're more mature in the spirit, try not to throw so much on to the person, you know, than what they can handle. I'm just laughing because of some of the shit I've done, you know? And listen, what is crazy is that this happened to me back when I wasn't awake. Somebody said something to me and I thought they were nuts. Yeah, whatever. And I got them the hell out of my life because it freaked me out. And due season, maybe it was 10 years later, but I'm realizing what that individual was saying to me now. And it's like, they don't want you guys coming together, man. Because once you have that love that you've always given, unconditional love, that's when all the vices will fall off. When you are content with what you're doing day to day, how you conduct business. Because I know a lot of you guys should be opening your own business or thinking, just trying different things. Don't be afraid to fail forward. Don't be afraid to fail forward. You paid your daily bread. Don't complain neither, because that calls on the serpent. We don't need his ass around any more than he's already been. I go over this with you guys all the time because it's important. I myself, like, I practice all kinds of different things. Like, I study the scriptures, right? And then I'll practice different things because I'm putting it to the works of my hand every day to see what happens, just to see, because I'm a what if kind of person. Like, but there is no faith. I mean, I do have faith, but I'm convinced there is no more doubt that yes, God is indeed real and he is indeed moving people all around, but it's very rare. Okay. And it's just to help other people. That's all it is. It's not to outshine people. Other people might think that, but little do they know you're not even in that hemisphere of thinking. So, but let them think that they're the ones, they'll catch on if they're supposed to. And if not, then let the dead bury the dead and quit crying and toiling over these people that you know very good and well are not meant to be in your life, because they hurt you time and time again. Be that person. You are that person that would have protected. If you seen a child that was like you in a situation that you were in as a child, you would have been the one to step up and protect that child. So that goes for you right now as an adult. You have to protect yourself as a parent and set boundaries, because we're so people pleasers, you know, we want to be liked. They never did like us, guys, and I don't think they ever will until they catch on to the ones that you are assigned to, divinely assigned to. You know, when they catch on, that's when your cup is going to overflow with. Okay? Because God put you here. God has put you through the hell that you've been through for a reason. I was thinking of all the ways that they dehumanized me before they abused me. It was unbelievable, you guys. I'm so blessed to be somewhat in my right frame of mind. You know what I mean? I got my little quirks and stuff like that, but I'm a very intelligent person, right? And I can maintain my life. If I'm a nut, I'm a successful nut. Let's just say that. But so with that being said, I just thank God that I'm not out of my mind, like really busting moves out there like a nut that don't know what is going on, because that's what they assumed was going to happen to me, because you don't do that kind of shit to people or kids. Not anybody, not from what I'm aware of. You know what I mean? Leaving them isolated and like treating them like a disease, like the plague. You can't do that to a kid. I mean, that's already, I'm not saying this for sympathy. I'm saying this for, like, if you can relate, if I can do it, anybody can. Because I ain't, nobody special. I was just a mutt, a motherless child, And sometimes I wonder if I'm not going to say it because that's kind of far-fetched. I mean, somebody told me this one time too, you guys. There's a lot of stuff that's catching up to us, right? That things are becoming clear. Some of the things people has told me throughout my life, I thought they were lunatics. I thought there's no way that there's any significance to me for you to be saying that. And that was like the self-doubt, the self-hatred. And as you see things full circle, you're like, holy shit, maybe I do have significance in this world. Maybe all those times that I almost died and didn't. I mean, close seconds to death. I mean, I flatlined a few times. It's insane. That there should tell you something. You know what I mean? You're right. The tools you've accumulated in life at a much earlier part in life is so difficult. You know what? It was, but my mindset through it all was, I just got to grow up. I got to protect myself. You know, I hit a lot, and that's sad, you know, poor me. That's not where I'm at mentally. I'm just saying I hit a lot because I knew to stay up out the way because these people were nuts. And they were alcoholics, and you know what I mean? Just, I need to stay up out the view, just if I was out the way, I knew to hold on until I got my feet on the ground. And once I got a little older and could hit the ground running, and then I landed in, you know, some addictions, and then this and that and the third. And then I had to do jail time and stuff over a fake. It was a fake. It was a setup, guys. I wasn't doing anything wrong. I just turned 18, and they freaking set me up on some fake shit. And I ended up going. It was a misdemeanor, okay? And I ended up having my daughter in the penitentiary for that because I went AWOL for like 3 years. Big deal. I was a functioning citizen. And that's what was my argument. I said, hold on a minute, sir. I was a functioning citizen out here paying my taxes, no runs with the law for 3 years. That should say something. And he said, oh, all this stuff, and we're well aware of your manipulation tactics. I'm like, whatever. So you're really going to send me to where people are never getting out? And I only got like 3 months left? Yeah. And they about killed me and her both down there. The way them people just, they don't care. They don't care. They don't care if you're pregnant. They don't give a shit. And I guess they think you're lying about it. Like, if you need medical attention, they wait till you're about dead, flatlined on the floor. And it's sad because people fall victim to this every day. And I've heard it. I've witnessed it. People yelling for help, and it never came. And it's like, us as a society, we judge those people. That's a human being, first of all. Like, let's forget, like, that's like, what's his name dying? Charles Kirk, is that his name? I cried just because of the fact that, and then I seen the people like laughing and stuff about it. That is an American. Like, that is an American citizen. We have a freedom of speech for, I mean, you know what I mean? Even the people that don't like him or hate his ass, whatever, should never laugh at something like that. Like, his wife has to sleep alone tonight. You know what I'm saying? His kids got to wake up, and they're not there. Like, fuck his ideology. People, that's just demonic. That's another level of demonic that I wouldn't sit there and clap when Biden, if Biden, you know, something happened to him, just because of, I mean, come on, that's just inhumane. Just because somebody has a different outlook than you, come on, they deserve death. And to laugh about it, it was sick. And it's just really a shame that you know, and I get it, kids are gonna be kids, and they're gonna disagree just because. But the shit the laughing and shit, that's gotta stop. You know what I mean? That's just unbelievable. And, you know, I just kept thinking about his wife, and I kept praying for his wife, because that's what I thought. I thought, she's going to bed alone tonight, crying her ass off. And all he was doing was trying to just freely give, man. Freely serve. And he got freaking, let's face it, that was something, that was like a hitman type shit. 500 feet away from a rooftop, dude never even got busted. Yeah, okay. That was some like high level fucking military shit. And you can't tell me otherwise. No random schmuck is going to be up on a building with that power, like the high power of a rifle like that, to go to shoot that and that precise his neck. Bullshit. And you know, it's just, it's the way it is, guys. Man, nobody wants the truth being out here, especially somebody like him that had a public or a political, you know, whatever the hell. But I guess I got a unstable live, guys. But I did get I got my car running, and so I'm out driving. I got a straight pipe that's why it's loud, but I don't give a F. And I wanted to hop on for a minute and talk about that because it's sad, and I think that us as Americans, like, hey, we're Americans. We should not be clapping because somebody got murdered on campus. And it was somebody in the higher ups that did it. That he was assassinated. And that's just the common facts, the common sense of what happened. In my opinion. I mean, these people ignorant or what? You know, like the fact that they never even found anybody or has anybody in custody is horrible. I mean, so that means that it was just another Kennedy. You know what I mean? Another Kennedy, basically. And look at Martin Luther King Jr. Like all the people speaking peace gets gunned down. Why is that? Because we live in a demonic ass society. Our civilization that we have here is 250 years old. It ain't that old. We're very young, and we're corrupt as hell. You know, I'm not trying to fearmonger. I'm just trying to bring awareness to the whole scheme of things, because it's like one person can't do it. Like him, he should have had security too. And just the way he was sitting up there, oh, it broke my heart. And I'm not saying that I like everything he says. I'm not saying that I'm all for it. It's just the fact that anybody, like, just, it's just crazy, man. How people are just evil as hell. And that guy can sleep at night. He probably got paid off. It was probably a paid deal. And money's the root of all evil. No, it's the love of money. That's the root of all evil. And the fact that people really look around in this 3D realm and they think that money's going to fix all their problems. When the kingdom of heaven's within. If you're doing shit like that for money, you're not going to be thriving. Maybe you might have nice shit, but you're not going to be thriving. You'll be wearing a hoodie because you'll be looking like shit. Because you can't sleep at night. You know what I mean? But, you know, money is how we survive. But I challenge you to check where you're getting your money and check the quality of how your inner child feels about it, and how your inner child, the dreams you had as an inner child, and like picture that child walking in on you, participating in whatever it may be that how you get your money. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying this to help you free yourself from the burden, the baggage that you might have just been, maybe you were messed with as a child and that's all you know. That's like like God understands that. There's grace and mercy for everything like that, especially people like that. You're not going to be young and beautiful forever. I don't know who I'm talking to, but that's something to take in consideration, okay? Because I love each and every one of you guys, and I want you all to thrive. And regardless of how many people hate me, I don't give a damn. Oh, man. All right, you guys. I love you guys so much. Sorry, I didn't get, what's sad, some of them sleep good after doing evil. Oh, no kidding, Ashton. No kidding, dude. That's dark. Yeah, you're right. It's sadistic. And that's like us against them. I'm sorry, guys. You'll be able to see me here in a minute. I'm trying to get in my house. But, like, it's like a us against them type deal. And judgment's coming. You just wait. It's already falling. The judgment is already happening, and it's happening like so fast. And it don't have anything to really do with. I mean, it does have a lot to do with us, I guess. But it ain't like we're sitting here with like a bowl and a brew and a freaking hair and this blood, or, you know what I mean? We're not doing none of that weird shit. We're just simply out here being as though it were, right? Trying to mirror Christ, because he had some level of spiritual maturity that is unheard of. He's getting crucified and he's saying, "Forgive them, Father, for they don't know what they do." That's a level of spiritual maturity that is almost it's like, what is that word? Uncomprehendable or something like that. But I love you guys. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for joining the chat. And I'm sorry I didn't somebody asked if I was homeless. People are so mean. Yeah, no. I just got my car running, sir. And I was taking I took it for a ride. And I figured I'd talk to you. Golly. Thank you for taking up for me. I appreciate that. Even if I was homeless, who cares? What does it matter to you? You know what I mean? Like, leave people alone. If you don't like it, there's a moose knuckle, I'm sure, right past me. Like, no joke. Low key. Like, that's real shit. But alright, you guys. I love y'all. Thanks for, thanks for taking up for me on that. But yeah, let's not try to judge people, because look, it can always happen to you. I've been homeless before and it sucked, and it was cold, it was freezing out, and I was pregnant. It was horrible. And I didn't really see a way out during that time. God, I was with an abusive man, and I had no idea who I was. I was completely in the numbness of the matrix of basically wanting to self-sabotage to the point where I passed away. That was my goal, and it's crazy how God can, like, really slow cook your ass into, he'll put you in hard situations just so you'll remember who you are. And it's a miracle. And, like, it'll be that one person that'll say something and it hits you. And you're like, what? No, that gotta be crazy, right? I'm telling you right now, a lot of things that people has told some of you guys, it's going to come to the forefront of your mind, and what's going to happen is you are going to realize that they weren't crazy, that you just couldn't see that far yet. Just like us, you might be more farther mature than whoever. Same thing, you guys. I have some letters and stuff that was wrote to me years ago, talking about certain things about who I am, right? And I thought, that person's crazy. There ain't nothing to me, you know what I mean? And I couldn't imagine it, like, ever getting better. But it got better. And I remember it was like a lady came to me, and I remember how beautiful, she was so beautiful. I don't know if it was another version of me or what. I don't even know where I was. I think I was hallucinating, guys, to be honest with you. But I was in the dumps bad. Like, I was, like, down bad. And she was really beautiful, and she said, "I used to be just like you once. I used to be right where you're at." And I thought, there's no way a woman like her has been where I'm at. And she said, "Yeah, exactly where you're at." And I remember it gave me hope. Like, if she can do it, then I can do it. Like, you know what I mean? I'm still young. I still can straighten things out. They didn't take my soul. And it's been hard, guys. I'm not gonna lie. The shit that I have endured, a lot of people don't come back from it. And I'm just glad that I had the mental strength to endure it. It's not okay that it happened. And I asked God, why would you let that happen to me? Certain things that were just unspeakable to try to break my spirit. It was literally spiritual principles on how to break somebody's spirit. And I know that now that I'm spirit taught, right? Certain violations and things like that. You don't do that shit to people and expect them to thrive. You know what I mean? So after all that, and I thought, God, how'd you let that happen? And he said, free will. He said, people got free will out here. But just know that it's all orchestrated, because first of all, you're going to be able to relate to people that are still in that phase of they don't see any way out. Like, firsthand, you know? Because, like, some people could say, yeah, Caitlin, but you never went through this. I don't look nothing like what I've been through, guys. And it's just amazing that, literally, I'm just giving myself credit and recognition for a minute, because it blows my mind. Like, I look back on my life and it's like almost like it wasn't even real. Like, there's no way that happened to me. But yeah, it did. But God don't, pick the weak. And he gives his most fierce battles to his strongest warriors, right? I think there's a lot more about the womb and the telekinesis and the DNA and all that stuff. There's so much more to it than they've ever taught us. You got to understand who you are and who you are as God knew you before he formed you in the womb type deal. And this isn't to say you're on special. This is just so you know who you are, so you can start putting your hand to the plow, because we need your tongue is like a double-edged sword. Your voice, you can speak power, life, or death. That's why God needs you on the straight and narrow and sober-minded, guys. And I've struggled with that my entire life, whether it be drinking, cigarette. It seems like I always had a vice. And that's another thing. I'm like, God wouldn't use me because of that. You know what I mean? Like, that was the main thing. And I heard, come to me on the strength you have. And God, I did. And it was just unbelievable how the territory was keeping me sick. The environment was keeping me sick. It was like a black cloud over my head. I had to freaking flee and get the hell away from everybody. I didn't tell nobody. And I'm just waiting on the green light. Oh, thank you. I self-sabotaged through alcohol when God yanked me up. It's okay. I have to. I have to. I think we all have. You know what I mean? I was an alcoholic before I was even in high school. And it was just because of those around me. It was like, here it was, like, mom's an alcoholic. She still is to this day. And she would say, oh, I'm letting her drink at the house, so I know where she's at. I didn't even want to drink. She was the one always drinking. You know what I mean? And it was like, just there. So, next thing you know, God, it was just one evil human being that I known as my mother. It was insanity. Even my father, like, sorry, mom or dad, that you see this. I'm speaking how I feel, and I don't care if you like it or not. Them people, they had to have known certain things. Like, come on now. Like, well, let's get logical and, like, your discernment, and pick up on that shit and cut people out of your life where you need them to. Sometimes I look at my parents and the way they are, I'm like, how the hell did I come from either one of them or this family? And it's not that I think I'm better than anybody. It's just I don't like sitting around gossiping and talking shit about people when you don't know what they're doing. Like, and if, you know what I mean? Like, why are you going to sit there and talk about somebody's past when you haven't even asked them how they've been lately? You're a piece of shit, in my opinion. Self-awareness will bring that out of you, because I'm sure I did it too. I know I have. But there comes a point in time where your spirit won't be able to stand it. It'll be such a turn-off, like, you just won't be able to take part in it anymore. Same thing will go for alcohol, cigarettes, and drugs. You're going to be God's witness. There's a living, breathing witness that 600, look up 600. Strong's coordinates. Restoration. Like that. You're going to be his witness. But you have to give it to him. What would that look like? Throw the shit in the garbage, I guess. I don't know. Just surrender it and let him go through the motions of it. Look, and like, if you were getting urged to like relapse or to drink or to self-soothe, right? This is what helped me a lot, was to just sit there and observe. Like, shalom, shalom, I'm good, how are you? It has been a lot of shit, but it has made me a lot stronger. You know, some of the shit I've been through I wouldn't even speak about because it's so R-rated and just horrible. You know, but I think I blocked a lot of it out till like later on. You know what I mean? Our brains do that when we're little, you know. Your take on Charlie? Oh, God. That's just unbelievable. I cried because I just imagined his wife being at home. You know, right now, he's gone. You know, and just his kids and everything. Like, and the way people were celebrating, they would be ashamed of their damn self. And God's... People that do that shit is going to find themselves getting humbled very quickly in this hour by the Most High, by losing somebody that they love for mocking a child of God. Now, I'm not saying I agree with everything the guy said. I don't really know. I stay out of politics. I know that he had a good mouthpiece on him and he could run it. You know what I mean? But the way he was just sitting there, and the way they don't even know who did it, and 500 feet away, that was a high powered. That was something higher up. That wasn't no Joe Schmuck pissed off. One shot and hit the target. Please, it wasn't no Joe Schmuck regular pissed off college kid. This was somebody that knew what the fuck they were doing, and that's why they got away with it. And it's a shame. It's just, oh my God, I cried last night because I didn't even know about it till last night. I thought, what the hell? He died? And I looked into it. I'm in there crying because, you know, I'm just how I am. Because of his kids and his wife. And just the whole nation, you know? Like, even a Democrat or, like, left or right, I don't give a shit. I don't think the divinity has got to stop to the point where another American is going to sit there and rejoice in an assassination on our soil. Should be an outrage in general. And, you know, like I said, they will be humbled by their work of their hands and the work of their mouth. Because, like I said, our tongue is a double-edged sword. And to be cheering about somebody getting brutally shot like that while he was freely giving, you have to be a sick, demented individual. And I'm telling you, guys, be safe out here. But know that everything, God's got you. God's got a lot of you guys divinely protected right now, okay? Because if he didn't, damn, I hope it's not going out. If he didn't, damn, I hope it's not going out. If he didn't, if he didn't, then, you know, like, but yeah, they are divided. Like, united we stand, divided we fall. Guys, this is a young country, literally. 250 years old. How old the hell is China? How old Europe? 250 years. That's not nothing. And here we are at each other's neck and celebrating downfalls such as something like that. That is just, I mean, I get kids can be kids and they're ornery, and you know, they have they want to have fun and be rebellious, but to rejoice in something like that, come on now, that's out of control. It's like, this is where we're at, guys. I mean, it's sad. It really was sad to see that. And I just thought, how dare you, you individual. You don't even deserve to be on this planet, or I shouldn't say planet, but they don't deserve to be on this soil, that's for sure. They need to go live in a third world country and see what it's like to not be able to have freedom of speech, where you talk shit about somebody and you get stoned to death. That's, but like I said, God will show himself in each and every one of our lives, guys. Whether you've had a hard life or a rough life, just know that if you ever wondered why you went through what you went through, God, there's people that have free will, and God can only he can preserve you. He can preserve your mind to get you through it, or at least put somebody in front of you that knows the way out of it or something. But we can't keep getting mad at God for stuff like this when it happens, because we are in Satan's domain. And Satan is like a multiple thing. It's not just one entity. Satan is like a lot of different people and entities and deities cruising around, and they're in human form, guys. And there's so much more to this stuff than they ever taught us or wanted us to know in school. And this is why. And so as God is awakening his people up and shaking us and making us all uncomfortable and everything else, because we can't grow in comfort. You're not going to be thankful for the good things if you're so comfortable, right? So getting us out of comfort, some people are quitting their 9-to-5s and really taking leaps of faith, and might even be having it rough financially, but just know that your daily bread is something that you gotta hold on to and count your blessings. And if you don't think you have any, that might be the reason why you have little. Like I was counting blessings when I was homeless, and I was just thankful that I had a car, and Jesus, anything, any little thing I had, toilet paper, yeah, whatever. Count your blessings and really, think about it and feel it. And when you get in that energy of gratitude, you're going to see good things happen, and it's just going to happen when you least expect it. When you're fighting the good fight, you're going to be in the middle of just swinging the battle axe. Next thing you know, you're going to take a minute and you're going to look back on your life and you're going to be like, I've came a long way. Give yourself a pat on the back, especially if those you guys that are in isolation. It's essential, because look, if you're around everybody